So you're launching a course and you want to have a beta test group or some early adopters. In this video, we're going to talk all about how to do that with a beta test group. First, you want to tell your audience all about your course vision. So you're going to email them, you're going to put it on social, you're going to put it on your podcast, you're going to let them know, hey, I'm starting this new product, I'm starting this new course, and I'm going to have some early adopters, some beta testers to make sure that it's amazing. If you want in, here's the wait list. So you're going to let those people know so that they can jump in. Next, you're going to send an email to all those folks, giving an outline, sharing what this is going to be, what the basics are, and maybe even ask them, hey, what did I miss? What should I include in this course that for you would be an absolute game changer, that would let you know this is the exact course for you? So what is that? And so then you're going to get feedback from those early adopters saying, oh my gosh, make sure you have a unit on this, or make sure you have bullet points on this, or handouts on this. They're going to help design that course for you. Third, you're going to want to start a webinar where you talk about the general pain of what you're launching in your course. What are the 7 common mistakes people make in this industry? What are the ways that people structure this in a wrong way? What's a typical timeline for the first 6 months or a year, depending on what you're talking about? So do a webinar with some solid content, and then talk about the course you're going to be launching and get those early beta testers and say you're going to be on the ground floor saying exactly what you need. So here's what we've already created, but we're going to be putting so much more in because we know that you're going to give us feedback to help this be an even better course than we ever could have designed. Next, you're going to want to have an early opt-in. So you're going to want to have people buying it and getting excited about it so that they're the first round users, the beta testers, the early adopters. So when you do that, again, you're testing it before you make anything. So if you only have a couple people sign up, that gives you data that you need to get your engagement up. Whereas if you get a bunch of people in there, if you get 50 or 100 people that are like, yes, I'm going to drop $300 for this, that then validates that in a number of different ways. Next, you're going to want to make sure you're communicating frustrations openly. You know, if there was a webinar that went awry in that first month when people are in there, if there's a platform that's not working, be open to that feedback. Allow your audience to say, oh my gosh, I set aside time for this webinar. It wouldn't work on an iPad. That actually happened to me in my first membership community. We went through 6 webinar platforms in the first 6 weeks. It was like the webinar platform of the week. But because they knew they were beta testers, that they knew that they could express their frustrations, that they could say, this didn't work for me at all, guess what? They didn't quit. They didn't give up their payment. They said, make this better, Joe. I want to push you to make it better for me. And so if they feel like they can communicate those frustrations openly, that helps you be able to create an even more dynamic course, membership community, or product. Lastly, revise and revisit over and over. Make sure it gets better and better. There's going to be ongoing frustrations. There's going to be things that you missed the mark. There's going to be things that at the beginning were awesome, and then as you move on, aren't so awesome. So make sure you're communicating with your audience, work with them, be able to look at that revision of everything you're doing, and then reinvest back into it. I'm Joe Sanok. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Make sure you head on over to podcastlaunchschool.com where we have tons of training for you on starting a podcast absolutely free. Of course, we have Podcast Launch School, the course, but go get that training totally free over at podcastlaunchschool.com. Thanks so much. I'll talk to you soon.